Hello guys, zorlaKOKA here, and today we're talking about something that is really important, which is Csgo economy. Okay, I'm just going to do it like this. I should have prepared something different, but this is how I do it on stream. It's going to be easy. As you can see, I'm on my day off, and what I do in my day off is like watching Cloud9 versus Optic, while Shroud is destroying Optic with the OG and the SG. So yeah, I'm a big nerd. Anyway, what are we going to cover on this economy video? First, we are going to talk about the bonus. Okay. Then we are going to talk about how do you buy when you win or when you lose your pistol rounds. We are going to talk about when you lose versus the enemy's force, which happens a lot of times when you just win the pistol and then you lose versus the force. What can you buy next and how should you buy to get your economy back on track? We are going to focus on when you should make an eco or one or two ecos, which is one force and one eco after, right? And why does it make much difference between this because of the way the bonus works on CSGO. And then we are going to make something which is like what I like to call silver buys, right? So for people that are really inexperienced, how should they use their money to be efficient every single round? Okay, so let's start. The first thing we're going to talk about, it's the bonus. Okay, so you have bonus on every single round that you lose. Okay, so this is full bonus right here with 5 rounds. The first round you receive this. The second round you will receive this. The third round you will receive, and so on. Okay. Oh, and there's a motorcycle, a big motorcycle on my street. Really? Okay. So this is what I consider full bonus. Okay. So the first round you lose, you're going to win this money. The second round in a row that you lose, this one, and like this until you reach full bonus, which is the fifth round that you lose in a row. Okay, in a row. Obviously this works for you and your opponent, so this is very important. The first thing you need to understand is that if you lose one round right here, for example, and then you go for this, you will receive more money, as you can understand. This is why the difference that's the difference between one eco or 2 ecos. You understand? Because of the second eco, if you lose, you will get more money. Okay, you need to take that into consideration. We will go there further. This is basically the base of how money works on CSGO. This is really important because if you are playing versus a team that has lost 5 rounds in a row, you need to focus on AWPs on the adversaries because they will bring like 17 AWPs on the same round. They can't, but if they could, they would. You know what I'm trying to say? Obviously, you need to understand that if you are close to getting the bonus, so you are losing 4 rounds in a row, or you are losing 4 rounds in a row. You understand that on the next defeat you will get full bonus, so you can, instead of going for a full eco, you can go for like a semi buy, because on the next round you will receive so much money that you can here buy, like for example, a Kevlar and a good pistol, right, instead of going full eco. This is really important. So this is basically the best way for you to understand how bonus works, to be able to control your adversary's economies and don't be just unprepared when they are losing 5-0 and all of a sudden they bring 17 AWPs. That's normal because they lost 5-0, so the money, it's going to be insane, right? And to prepare for you on the rounds before you get the bonus. Simply talking, this is basically what goes around bonus itself. Okay, so this is bonus, this is how it works. All right, so obviously it will reset. So if you lose the first and you go for the second, you lose the second, you go for the third, but you win the fourth, it will reset. All right, so you will start from here when you lose the next round. You understand? So it's rounds in a row. All right, so the second thing that we want to talk about, it's how you should buy after you win your pistol. So when you win your pistol, this is pistol round and it's won, you need to understand that the most important thing that you need to buy on the second round, it's the helmet. Okay? Doesn't matter if they are going to force, doesn't matter if they are going to eco, doesn't matter if they bring Tech 9s or P250s or Glocks or USPs or 5.7s, it doesn't matter. All of those pistols have a lot of difference if you are facing them with helmet or not. Helmet costs $1,000, alright? So it's Kevlar plus helmet. You cannot buy the helmet by itself, so it's obviously Kevlar plus helmet, 1,000. This is the first thing that you need to learn after you win your pistol round. This is what you need to buy. After that, you should, after you get the helmet, you should check if you have money for the AK or the M4, alright? Because if you have money for helmet plus AK or M4, you should take it. Why? Because only the guys that kill people on pistol rounds or don't get hit on Kevlar, so they remain with 100 Kevlar and they just need to buy $350 of helmet, only the guys that are on these circumstances, they get the chance to buy the AK or the M4. You should buy them, okay? You will not buy them without helmet, ever. Okay, because without helmet you are not going. It's not good to play versus a team on force or eco. But if you can afford them, buy them. Only 2 guys on your team will be able to afford them, and they should. Obviously, it's not good for your team to go with 5 AKs versus the force or 5 M4s versus the force or eco. It's not good because you will not have utility whatsoever. But it's very important for 2 guys of your team to bring those heavy rifles into the game. Okay, they will be important economically on further rounds, and they will be very important on those rounds themselves, because the thing that you need to understand is that buying an AK versus a force or an M4 versus a force, you need skill to use it. Okay, so you need defending, you need distance versus the Tech 9s and the P250s. Just avoid a little bit of the scouts and be a little bit afraid of the eagles. So playing on safe distance, it's the way to go with the M4 on your hands versus a team on force or eco. And with the AK, just don't play alone when you're attacking. Okay, just lurk on anti-push position or play with your team. Go for the entries, but in a manner that they need to kill 3 guys to be able to pick your AK. Killing you, it's not going to be enough. Alright? And your partners can just trade you and pick your AK. Alright? So basically, this is how you should buy on the round after you win the pistol. If you don't have money for the AK or M4, just go for the UMP with helmet and bring utility with you. Get the defuse, get grenades, get the smokes. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you are not a good UMP player, you can go for the MP7, which is very common on low-ranked people. So UMP or MP7, you can just go for a scout too. But when you buy a scout and it's not a force, and it's not a force when you are playing after a round that you won, just bring a good pistol with the scout. The scout is not, it's very one-dimensional. It doesn't adapt well to circumstances in the game, right? It's not like a shotgun that can be used. It's not like the AWP that can be used like a shotgun, you know, and just insta-kill people. With the scout, you don't have that resource, and even with the AWP, that resource is really risky, right? But with the scout, you don't even have that. So it's really, really one-dimensional. And if you're buying the scout, bring a decent pistol, at least a P250. You are better off with a Tech 9 or a 5.7 in my opinion. So this is how you buy after you win the first round. So now we are going to talk about how you should buy when you lose the pistol. So you are on the first round, and you have the second round, and you have the third round, right here. So maybe a little bit lower, easier for me to explain to you. Okay, so this is you're on CT, this is when you're on T, and this is when you're on T. You lost the round, but you plant the bomb. Okay, so this is without plant, with plant, and without plant. Okay, so let's go for it. So you lose the pistol right here while you are CT. The second round you shoot force. Right? So you buy till 0. The third round you shoot eco, if you lose the force, obviously. And on the fourth round, you have the M4. Okay? If you go eco here, you should be able to get the AWP here. You understand? Pretty easy, right? Obviously, if you go for a play of professional games, it won't work like this 100% because they don't force until 0 right here. They tend to save like $500, so they are able to bring more utility on the fourth round. But if you're playing Face It high level or Face It low level or matchmaking or something, just go for this. It's very simple, and just go all in on the force on the second round. It's the best way to go when you're playing a pug. All right. So if you're playing T, you lose, but you planted. So they defuse the bomb, you just go for 1 eco, okay? And then you will get the AK and the full buy on the third round. You understand? So it's different, right? When you're playing T without plant, it's exactly the same thing as you were playing CT. So you lost, but you didn't plant, so you should go for the force, Tech 9s with Kevlars and helmets or something, or you can pick a scout without Kevlar or something, and then if you lose the force, you go eco, and then you will get the AKs. Obviously, if you're the sniper of your team, you go for double eco, and here you can get your op. Understand? This is basically how you buy. It's as simple as this. So CT and T losing without planting, it's the same. All right? NT with plant, losing but planting, it's just 1 eco, AKs, go. So this is why it's so important on your pistols, on your pistol at terrorist, to just plant the bomb, because the difference, it's insane in terms of economy. Okay, and it's noticeable pretty soon. All right, because on this round right here that you're playing with AKs, the cities will have a lot of UMPs, a lot of them. So on the third round, you already have advantage on your buy. All right, so this is pretty good, right? So I hope this covers it. Like I said, this is not exactly what happens when you are seeing pro players play, but this is exactly what you need to do when you're playing Face It or matchmaking. Doesn't matter the level. All right, so trust me on this. Okay, if you see something different when you are watching Navi playing or G2 or SK, ignore it. All right. If you want to know a little bit more about that side, it's not going to be on the beginner side of Counter-Strike Go. Just use my stream, and I will explain. I will explain that to you pretty easily. All right. So the next step, it's going to be, how do you buy after winning your pistol but losing your force? Okay. So you are CT. You won your pistol, but on the second round, you lost versus the force, right? So you lose this round. So this is what normally you do. On the third round, you go to a force. And on the fourth round, you go to an eco. All right? So you need to force, because 1 eco is not going to be enough for you to be able to buy right here. So you need to force first, and then you eco, okay? If you are T and you didn't plant, it's exactly the same. So you win the first round, you lose versus the city's force, you didn't plant on this round, so you need to force here, eco here, and then you will have full buy. Okay? So here you are going to bring them force, here you are going to bring AKs, right? But if you're T, okay, you lose the first round. You win the first round, but you lose versus the force. But with plant, you planted the bomb, then you just need 1 eco, and after that, you have your AKs. Okay? This is how it works when you lose versus the force of the second round. It happens a lot of times, because on your second round, when you win this and you go for the second round, your buy is not that strong, and the forces of the adversaries can be pretty risky, right? Especially if they got a couple of kills on the first round. Even if they lost, they killed like 3 terrorists or something. So some of them will get a little bit of money. Their force is strong. It's normal for you to lose versus forces. You should learn how to play versus them. But if you see top level Counter-Strike games, there are always people winning forces and losing versus forces, you know. So it's normal. It's not because the team is bad. You understand? It's just because the forces are strong and they make Counter-Strike a really pleasurable game for you to watch. Okay? So this is how you behave if you win the pistol and you lose versus the force. Alright? Normally, it's around this. So, the other thing we need to talk about is when should you make one eco, or when you should go for two ecos, all right, or a force and an eco after. So it depends of the money that you have. For example, if you have your team with at least $1,900, you should just, and you are terrorists, okay, you should just go for one eco and then you have full buy. So one eco and then you have the AKs. Okay, around this money, sort of. Alright? But if you are CTs economy, it's a little bit more demanding. So you will need like 2.2 around something. So let's go like 2.2, yeah. If your team has at least $2,200 on their bank, every single player, well, you should just go for one eco and then go for the AKs. Okay. If it's just only player, well, that's a team decision. If it's just only player having like 1,600, you can just go for one eco too. But if it's just one guy on these conditions, because this guy will bring the UMP on the next round. Okay, so you are going to bring like, well, this is not the case here. Sorry, M4s, right? So you will have the M4s on your team, and one guy will bring the UMP. This is your decision, right? So basically, this is it. When you should make one eco. So, but if you guys have like two guys with 1,600, one eco is not enough, right? So you need one force. So you buy everything, and then you go for one eco. If you lose the force, obviously, because you can win it, as I talked to you about, and then you will get the full buy. Okay, this works the same. Maybe on CT, instead of being 1,600, it can be like 1,800, all right? But it works the same. You understand, guys? And why? So on this force, you are going to buy until $0, unless you want the op. If you want the op, your team forces, you go eco, right here. So you go double eco, and then when you buy, you get the op. Okay? But why can we buy until 0 on here, and then with just one eco we will be able to go and buy here? Because of the bonus. Because on this eco you will receive $500 more. Remember how this video started with the bonus? That's how it works, right? So this is basically what you need to understand, all right? So, and this is a team decision, okay? This is a team. You are playing pre-made, and you need to understand if one eco is enough or not. And don't forget, the resources in terms of economy are different if you are playing T side or CT side, okay? And this is why one eco, it's different between one force until you get $0, and after that one eco, because that force versus $0 pumps the bonus. So at least $500 more you will have on the next round. Right? And obviously you can actually plant on the force and stuff like that, and that or farm a little bit of kills, and even if you lose, you will get a better economy, still going for the eco after, and then here you will be pretty safe to go. Okay, guys, this is really, really important for you to understand why this happened, and for you to be able to choose if one eco is enough for your team, or you need to go for force eco buy or eco buy if you want to buy with an AWP. Okay, so to finish this movie, we are going to this video. I always say movie. I don't know. I love movies, man. The thing is, we are going for silver buys. What are the silver buys? It's something that happens a lot on my stream, which are guys that are really, really inexperienced. They understand that I need to buy, because on low levels of matchmaking, people buy every single round, but they don't know how to buy. So I see rifles or SMGs without Kevlars, I see scouts without pistols, I see Mag 7s attack. I don't even know what I see, man. It's just, I just delete them from my memories, right? So basically this is really important for you guys to understand, because when your team buys and you want to buy after them, and sometimes you need to, many times your economy it's not good. On the city side it happens a lot, even on T side, when you actually won the last round but you need a drop and no one drops for you. That happens, right? You win the round but your economy is so broke, it's so broken that you actually need a drop, and sometimes your team doesn't have the resources to drop to you. But you obviously are going to buy because you won last round. You are not going to go for a force or an eco after you're not going to go for an eco after you won a round, right? So what can you buy? Okay, so these are silver buys. If you're not silver or gold or I don't know, I don't even know what ranks you should be for you to close this video. So, but if you understand economy, please just close the video right now. Bye, guys. Okay, go play. Okay, good luck on your matchmaking. But if you have problems, just take a look at this, because this is the best way for me to help you. Okay, so the first thing is this: you have 1,500 and you need to buy. On lower ranks, people love P90s, they love SMGs, so helmets are really important. We are not talking about don't buying helmets. So you are going to buy helmet if you decide to buy, obviously, because you should eco. Obviously you should force into an eco and into a buy, or just go for one eco and then buy. I already explained this to you, right? But if you really want to buy because everybody is buying, this is what you should go for. You go for the helmet, which is 1k, right, dollars, and then you go for a 5.7 or a Tech 9. Okay, this is the basic thing. But if you have 2,200, you should go for the UMP, okay, and the helmet. Okay, the helmet, it's 1k, the UMP, it's 1.2k. Okay, the Tech 9 and the 5.7, it's 0.5k. Okay, so this is when you swap your weapon. Here at 2,200, this is where you swap your weapon. So if you have 1,900, what should you buy? You should buy this with utility, with a smoke or 2 flashes. You understand? But you just swap your weapon. Jesus, a bad motorcycle. I hate them. They make so much noise. Sorry, guys. But if you have less than 2.2k money, it's the 5.7 or the Tech 9 that you are bringing. You understand, guys? So let's go for the next step. Okay? So the next step, it's in 3,700 or 4,100. So 3,700 or 4,100. Okay? This is AK plus helmet. And this is M4 plus helmet. Okay, guys, so basically this is your buys. With 1,500 or more, you will buy this. With 2.2k money, you will buy this. When you reach 3,700, this is what you buy if you're attacking, or you need to reach 4,100 to buy this at CT. Okay, so this is the next step. So this is step 1, this is step 2, and this is step 3 if you are CTs or Ts. You understand, guys? From one step to the other, for example, you don't reach 2.2k, you bring utility. You bring the first step with utility. If you have 3.5k, you bring UMP, you bring your helmet, because you don't have enough money for the AK with helmet, so you bring UMP, you bring helmet, and you bring full utility. Smoke, flash, and Molotov. Okay? And the same thing if you are CT. If you can't reach the 4,100 right here, you just go for the 2,200 buy with utility, even with diffuse and everything. You understand, guys? So this is the way you buy. Okay? So there are two buys outside these 3 buys that exist. Let's go for the first, which is the AWP. Some of you guys already like the AWP. The AWP needs $5,750, okay, for you to go for it with helmet, okay, which is AWP plus helmet. Okay, it can be a glass cannon without Kevlar, but that's really bad for retakes. That's really bad if you are a little bit slow to make your picks, because if they hit you, your shot with AWP will not be precise because of the aim punch with for you not having Kevlar. So just don't go for it. You're too noob for it. Don't think about it. Okay, just go for the full economy rules right here. Okay, the second buy, it's the scout. Okay, for you to get the scout, you actually need 4K. Okay, because you need the scout, you need the helmet, and you need some type of a pistol. Okay, so a P250 or a 5.7 or a Tech 9. Don't you ever go for a full buy with scout without bringing the sacred pistol. Okay, guys, if you are on a force or something that is really bad, you can even come with scout glass cannon, you understand? But that's a force, that's not a buy. All right, and when you win a buy, and when you win a round, the next round, it cannot be considered a force round. So you need to buy with the resources you have, but you need to buy with no risks on that. Okay, you need to buy properly. The other buy we need to consider is to replace the 2.2K UMP buy. Why? Because this is UMP plus helmet. The problem is UMP, it's a little bit tricky. Okay, I follow you guys, because for me it's tricky as hell, and I'm not silver, right? So for a silver player or a gold player, UMP can be a pain in the ass. I'm telling you, if you're bad playing with UMP, just go for it anyway and learn it, okay? Because if you're a gold player, you'll be bad with whatever weapons there are. There's not going to be a weapon that you are going to be really, really good with. So it's just, you're just worse with UMP. And if being worse with UMP, if you learn it, you'll be good quickly. Okay, so my advice is for you to go for the UMP, even if you don't like it, because it's OP, man. The bullets on the UMP take as much damage as the bullets on a FAMAS, man. And that's insanely OP for the cost of the UMP. And you can shoot running. Obviously, it's not the best SMG for you to play, and spray and praying and running around. But it's very efficient, and it's very good to long distance combat and close combat and medium range combat. It's just insanely good. It's just, it farms well, it gives you a lot of money for each kill. It's just perfect, okay? For an SMG, it really adapts well to all circumstances in the game, for close combat, long combat, mid-range combat, retake points. It's just insanely good. Entry killing, supporting, it's insanely good for everything, right? So just go for the UMP. But if you are so bad with UMP that you really cannot kill anything with it, you should go for the next buy, which is 2,700, which is the MP7, okay? Plus helmet. So if you want to ignore the UMP, which I think you shouldn't, you just ignore this step of the money, and you just need to reach 2,700 and you get the MP7 plus helmet. Okay, so if you have less than 2,700, just go for the 5.7, which was the 1,500 buy, right? And you go and you bring full utility and diffuse or something, or you bring the Tech 9 or stuff. Okay, guys, basically this is it. So first you need to buy. You want to buy because your team is buying. No one is dropping for you, and you want to buy. So you have one buy for this money. You have one buy for this money. If you don't like UMP, you need this money to swap your weapon. Okay, for the MP7, not anything else. Then you need this money for the AK with helmet, or this money for the M4 with helmet on the next level, and then you have the AWP, okay, which requires this money. Okay, guys, so this is a good pistol with helmet and utility, because you can have utility until you reach the next stage. On this stage, it's UMP with helmet, and you can have a lot of utility until you reach this the next stage. Next stage, it's AK or M4 with helmet and plus utility, and you can reach the AWP if you want to play with the AWP. Okay guys, so this is the best way for you guys to control your economy if you are noobs like hell. Alright, so don't forget utility, utility, utility. But if you don't reach this money, this is your Dubai. Okay, and further on. Okay guys, I hope it was explanatory. This is just beginners. This is just a glimpse of economy on CSGO, made for beginners, but there's a lot of people asking this every single day, and I think it's a very easy way for you guys to understand, and I hope your doubts are gone. If you have like further doubts in terms of economy, just talk to me. But don't forget about this. Obviously, controlling the economy of your adversaries is really important, but you need to understand your economy first. Because when you see your economy as something easy to control, you will be able then to predict what type of buys are coming from the other side of the team. And don't you ever forget about this. Okay, when you press tab in the middle of your games, you will see skulls right here, right? You will see how many rounds in a row are you winning or losing. So for example, when you win a round and you don't know if they have money or something, just press tab and check if how many rounds did they win before they lost that one. So you will understand if they will bring a good buy with AWPs and AKs, or if they're already broke as hell. You can actually check if they planted or not, which is really important. So basically this is it guys. Okay, so you should learn this, which is really simple, and while you are learning this, you should start about controlling the economy of your adversaries, okay? Because that is really important for you to pick your place, because when you pick your place, you need to pick your place depending on your money, on the money of your adversaries, and your spawn, right? This is what you decide when you're on base, when you're on spawn, right? You decide a play because you have this money and that weapon, which is very good for that type of play. You need to think about their money because you don't want to overcommit. You don't want to make crazy risks if they have low money, but you want to make some risks if they have big money and you don't, right? And you need to consider your spawn, because there are plays that are spawn dependent, right? And without that specific spawn, you cannot opt to do them, okay? So controlling the economy of your adversaries is really important. That's a little bit further in your development as players, but you should start thinking about it immediately. Okay guys, I hope it helped. I'm zorlaKOKA, and basically I'm out. Thanks guys, bye bye, see you next video.